Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Got something pretty exciting I want to show you. So I'm building a race car, obviously. Well, I don't know if you can tell it from there. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Is I'm building a race car, and I was looking around on YouTube. I do a lot of research on YouTube, trying to, I don't know if you can see me or not, but I'll find out here in a minute. But anyway, I've been trying to find somebody that has a transmission slider, if anybody's built one. And I couldn't find one. I seen where there was a bracket that drops down so you can slide your transmission back. But for race cars, you may have a converter go out and need to pull your converter, and you don't want to pull your transmission in the process just to pull the converter off, or possibly remove the stator in the front. So what I did is I pulled my converter off, and it's 6 inches. So I started out with, I thought, okay, I need to slide it 7 inches. And it needs to support its own weight, and then, but I also need to pull it out. So I wind up using 3/16 by 1/4. I'm sorry, not 3/16. It's 2 inch by 2 inch angle iron that's 1/4 inch thick in the back, and I boxed it in and drilled holes in the top for the bolts. Drilled the holes in the bottom big enough to get a socket in there so you can run your bolts up from the bottom. In the front, I used 1¼ inch by 1/8 inch angle iron and boxed it in and then cut it in the front so that the converter wouldn't hit it. Slide up in there and built some brackets out of the 1/4 inch by 2 inch 2 by 2 angle. Made my sliders. I made them 2 inches longer so that because I wanted from the front bars to slide back 7 inches, which I have to have an additional 2 inches so that this doesn't slide off the back. And I left a little lip on there about 1/4 inch high so you can slide it out and hit that bump stop. And then to remove it, what you would do is once it slid back, you just put a jack up underneath it, slide it back another 2 inches, and you'll be able to drop it right off the sliders out from underneath the car and pull the whole transmission if you wanted to. But it's really cool, man. I'm excited to show you this because I couldn't find one on the internet. So I just, took me about a day and a half to figure out a design, and it actually came out very basic. Surprised it took me that long to figure it out. But yeah, I used my front support bar. These are small bolts. I'm probably going to go with a grade 10 bolts that'll screw up in there and make them a little stronger. Also used 1¼ inch chrome moly tubes on each side. But I've actually got the motor and transfer case. Motor and transmission and the converter all pushed up against there. I went ahead and pulled the bolts just to show you how easy this is going to be to use. It's really cool. You just grab it here and slide it back. Well, I say that. There you go. Stop a little bit. Slide it back till you hit the bump stop. Now, of course, when the car is finished, you'll do that from the bottom, and the bar can't slide off because you're hitting the bump stop here. But you've got plenty of room, a good 7 inches between your flywheel and your converter, so you can slide your converter out, replace it if you wanted to, or if you need to replace a stator, you can pull your converter out, get to your stator, remove that, put it back in there without having to remove the transmission. And then when you're done, just make sure your transmission lines are long enough. You'll need to remove your drive shaft, obviously, as well as your shifter linkage and maybe whatever else you got hooked up. But then when you're done, just slide it back into place, and man, you're good to go. I thought it was really cool the way it turned out, and I was real happy with it. So yeah, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Help me grow this channel. I'd really appreciate it. And then also, if you have any questions, just leave me a question or a comment. Love to hear your comments, what you think. I like the way it turned out. You know, I've got my other bolts over there that are going to drop in. I'm gonna wind up welding nuts on the top so that I can put my bolts in from the bottom. So yeah, to remove the cradle, I call this a cradle. Once I pull it out, you just remove 2 bolts here. The 2 bolts in the front that hold the bottom of your usually you have a pan there, which I'm not going to be running a pan since it's a race car. But you could pull your cradle off, or you could leave it bolted up, roll it over, and get to the bottom, set it up on sawhorses. I think it'll be easy to work on your transmission with this cradle, leaving it attached, and it'll be easier to put back in that way once you remove the transmission. But yeah, hope you like it. And again, if you have any comments, please leave me a comment. Love to hear what you think. But I'm happy with the way it turned out. Hope you enjoy, guys. Have a good day.